Good morning, everyone. This is Miss Igo, and I'm going to show everybody how to put in quarterly goal progress into C's. This is a different process than the student documentation spreadsheets that we use to track their weekly progress. We only do this 4 times a year. In October, again in December or January, I can't remember which, then in March, and then also at the end of the year in May. So this is easily forgotten because we only do it a few times throughout the year, but with a little bit of practice, it becomes pretty easy. So your first step here is to make sure your student documentation spreadsheets are updated. The more updated they are, the easier it is to put in. So you will go into your first student, you'll search them up on C's. I'm in one of our sample training profiles, but you'll search up a student on your caseload. You'll go down to their current plan that they have IEP goals in. You'll go to view progress, and then you will have a progress date, the goals and objectives, the staff member responsible, and the target percentage or target number of instances or trials that you are looking for. These are quite old because this is a sample profile. And sometimes you'll run across a situation where these aren't already here waiting for you. If that is the case, you'll go up here, you'll click Add Progress Report. You will pick the goal that you are needing to add, which for you would be the area in which you serve that student. For me, I'm going to click Math because I'm a math service provider. I'll click Mathematics. I'll go to this calendar. And for me, we're saying these are due tomorrow, 10/11/24. And I'm going to put that in and click Save. And here at the bottom, you'll see that my progress report is generated here and it's ready for me to go. In most cases, they will be generated for the year and ready for you to go. But if you've had an annual review, sometimes we need to go back in and regenerate those, or you just need to add a progress report. So now that I've added my progress report for the goal that I'm going to use, I'm going to click this little edit button. This gives me all of the details for that goal. And then I'm going to update my goal progress. So that date is already there because that's the date I put in when I added this progress report. I'm going to put in their progress. I'm going to say, you would put in the number that's on their student documentation spreadsheet. I'm going to say that number is 58%. And we'll notice that mastery is at 80. So I'm going to say 58% and that this individual is continuing their goal. Some service providers put in progress notes like Speech OTPT. As a classroom service provider for math, it hasn't been my direction to add progress notes, but if that changes in the future, or if that becomes an expectation, you will put in a progress note here. And then we do not click this, we just click Save and Lock. Okay? Now, here's a couple of caveats. Say this was at 82%. This meets our mastery criteria of 80 or above. I would hit Mastered. Then I would click This is my final report. That means that C's doesn't go in and regenerate any additional goals for this for you to have to put in. That doesn't mean you would never do another math goal on the student. You absolutely would. You would look at their new deficit skills and make an appropriate math goal for that student. But if they had mastered it, I would click This is my final report and Save and Lock. You also will click This is my final report when you were at the end of the IEP period and you are updating your final goal progress for that IEP. So you will do this process for quarterly goal progress and at the end of the IEP year when final goal progress is due for that student. You also have other options here, which is non-initiated. A lot of times at the high school level, we'll have like algebra semester 1 goals, algebra semester 2 goals, or geometry semester 1, geometry semester 2. And for those semester 2 goals, you can put just not initiated. And then previously I've put a 0, or because this is a yellow box, I think you can just leave it blank as long as it's a goal you have not initiated. Okay, so then I'm going to put in my 58%, and then I'm going to click Save and Lock. Sees is going to ask me if I'm sure, and I'm going to say that I am. And then you can see down here under Lock Progress Reports for this plan all of the other progress that's been put in for this kid. And if you are a case manager looking to print your goal progress for the students on your caseload, you will want to check and make sure that for every goal there is a date for your quarterly goal progress. If there is not a date here, that means that that quarterly goal progress has not been updated by that service provider. You need to reach out to them if it's here at the due date and ask them to go in and update that goal. A common thing that happens is people will go in, they'll edit it, they'll add in their stuff, and then they'll click Save and Close. And that doesn't lock it so that it pops up there at the bottom. You need to make sure you click Save and Lock. So say I have goal progress in for every single one of my 3 goal areas. I will go down to the very bottom where it says Print and Share Progress Reports. I will click Add Document, and then I will add goal progress for all 3 goals, which is clicked by default, and then I will click Generate Document. Then I'll scroll back down. Sees will tell me it's working if there's a bunch of people on Sees all at the same time, or if you're trying to generate several of these progress report packets all at the same time. It can take Sees a hot minute. So I've waited until that was done working, and now it says completed. It says the date it was created and the goals that are included in the packet and who created that packet, which should be the case manager. You'll click on this PDF document button, and all of the goal pages for that student will pop up. You will print that, and then you will want to print it 2-sided, print on both sides. This is 3 pages, it'll print 2 pages because it's front and back. You'll click Print, and then what I've done is I've printed everybody out on my caseload. I've folded them into thirds, and then I've stuffed my goal progress in the correct envelope for that student. Your here at the high school, your admin assistant will print labeled envelopes for you. That will depend on what your building or admin assistant expectation is. In the past, I've also made my own envelopes. Sometimes they'll print out sticker labels for you to put on envelopes. That just kind of depends on what we're working with at the time. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to other case managers in your building that are experienced. You can reach out to related service providers. They do this often. They know what the process is. And as a last resort, you can reach out to your TOSA or Sam or Shauna or whoever your responsible individuals are for special education paperwork, and they can update you on what that process is.